I am Excellent, and this is my podcast, and my co-host is here. Hello, Rob.
Hey, Chaser.
How are you, Rob?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm very well as well.
Well,
Guess what, Rob?
guess what, Chase? What?
In about 4 weeks, I gotta start recording things for the 31 Days of Halloween.
Oh, no. Yay!
Can you believe that?
Well,
What do you
it's
What do you
crazy.
owe knowing about? You know, I did something last year that I'll never, ever, ever, as long as I live, do again.
What's that?
That was the best haunted house in all 50 states.
Oh, yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, that one took me literally about 20 hours to uh, edit.
I'm still
And
listening to it.
yeah,
I haven't
yeah.
got through it yet.
Oh, thanks. Thanks. Glad I put that 20 hours in for you. Yeah, it was, we're never going to do the 50 states anything again, guys. We're going to cut that down and do like 10 at a time. Oh my gosh, I'm still trying to get over it. Seeing a psychiatrist. All right, Rob, what are we talking about today?
The famous, or infamous, sorry, last words of death row victims in America.
Death row who's?
Death row victims.
Victims.
Death row inmates, sorry. Victims. Bit of a Freudian slip there.
Yeah, yeah. I think the victims were, gone. Okay, then. If you guys would, please give this video a thumbs up. As you know, it helps my videos to be seen. Only about 70% of you who listen to my videos are subscribed. It's free. Go ahead. It's not going to hurt. I promise. Unless you want it to, then you can slip into my DMs. Anyway, uh, and also, yeah, I guess that's it. Leave comments. Let's have a conversation, huh, Rob?
That's it.
All right. Well, is there a reason why you have me on mute? Are you busy doing something?
I'm not, you're not on mute.
You're not on mute?
No, 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 I haven't touched
Oh,
anything.
oh, all right. Sounds weird. All right, here we go, Rob. Would you like to go first?
Yeah, I will actually.
Okay.
Right, today's upstanding member of society was called Ernest Lee Johnson, and he, let me have a look here, the 61-year-old used a hammer to kill three shop workers in a brutal robbery in 1994.
You know what?
In a brutal robbery in 1994.
Okay.
His victims were Mary Butcher, 46,
That's ironic.
Mabel Scruggs, 57, and Fred Jones, 58.
Oh.
His final statement said, I am sorry and I have remorse for what I do. Now I don't know if they've spelt that, or his English was not very good, but I'm presuming it was his English wasn't very good. I have remorse for what I do. I want to say that I love my family and friends, and I'm thankful for all my lawyers have done for me. They make me feel love as if I was family to them. Love them all. From all the people that have prayed for me, thank them from the bottom of my. I love, I love the Lord, my heart and soul.
Yeah, a lot of them come to Jesus.
Oh, listen to this though. If I'm executed, I know where I'm going. I'm going to heaven because I asked Him to forgive me.
I know that's your favorite.
Yeah,
That's ironic because weren't we just talking about something like that? Were we?
yeah.
Um. All right. Well, Good for him.
Yeah.
Mine is Joseph Garcia, and he's 47 years old. His crime was that he joined a mass prison break in Texas and participated in a subsequent crime spree that led to the murder of a police officer. He was already serving a 50-year sentence for murder. He was executed on December 5th, 2019 by lethal injection, and this was his last words. By the way, he was a member of the notorious Texas 7 gang. His last words were, "Dear Heavenly Father, please forgive them, for they know not what they do."
Oh God, he thinks he's Jesus.
Yeah, yeah. He needs to be slapped into submission. I'm just gonna say. Yeah. I think they do. I think they did know. I'm just saying.
On a serious note, I was just thinking then, and when we've done this before, it's never really occurred to me. You could, when you take a person, and they've all done horrible crimes, heinous crimes, and you put them in prison for life without parole. You know, you you're never going to be able to that the you'd pray to die, wouldn't you? I would anyway, because the actual thinking about waking up in prison for the rest of my days would be far worse than I would just say I would kill myself. Sorry, I would. I couldn't do that. But anyway, that's just me waffling on.
I I here's my plan. If I ever go to prison, which there's still time. Uh, I'm gonna do something so terrible that I get just put in solitary confinement. I'm not built for prison, Rob. I can't be with the general population. I can't. It just isn't gonna work for me. So, just so you know, that's the plan. In case you read it in the news. Okay. Uh, wait. Did you go? Did I? Did you?
It's me to go again.
Okay. Okay.
Torrey Twain McNabb, cop killer McNabb, 40, was put to death after killing Anderson Gordon, a Montgomery police officer, in 1997. But his final moments in 2017, before he was injected with a lethal injection, were chilling. He raised his middle finger in defiance after speaking directly to his family watching on. His cold last words were, "Mom, sis, look at my eyes. I'm unafraid. To the state of Alabama, I hate you, mother effers. I hate you. I hate you." And then they killed him. He sounds like an absolute delight.
He'd be fun to have at a dinner party.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's so warm. And he hates them because he's being punished for what he did. That's what he hates them for? Okay. Mine is Robert Sparks, 45 years old. His crime was stabbing his wife and two stepsons and then SAing his two stepdaughters. Um, he was executed on September 25th, 2019 by lethal injection. His last words were, "I'm sorry for the hard times. And what hurts me is that I hurt y'all. Even y'all, too." Okay. Sparks told his family members as who watched through the death chamber's window, "I love y'all. I feel it." Sparks told investigators that he killed his wife and 9 and 10-year-old stepsons and SA'd his 12 and 14-year-old stepdaughters because his family had been poisoning him, and a voice told him to kill his family.
Oh,
He asked to be tested for poison.
yeah. And none was found.
Yeah, and I'm not quite sure what the SA-ing has to do with uh, like, okay, let's say you're in that job and you think that they're trying to kill you. Why involve the SA-ing? Do you know what I'm talking about when I say that word, those letters?
SA?
Yeah, SA.
No, I don't.
Okay, so if I want to have any hope at all of having monetization on this video, I can't say for rectual for alt.
Oh, yes, I understand now. Yeah,
Okay,
yes, I
so
understand.
or for rape.
Yeah,
Yeah. So yeah, I don't understand why that was well, I mean, how can you understand really? You can't understand a person like that. Well, not sad to see him go.
yeah. Well, my next gentleman is Benny Demps. Demps used his final moments to tell witnesses he was in pain and was being butchered after 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 it reportedly took 33 minutes to find his veins.
Mm. Oh my God.
He was 3 times excuse me. He was a 3 time convicted killer, and lethal injection was chosen after the electric chair failed. Um, wow. Demps used his harrowing final moments in 2000 to complain about the alleged abuse he suffered. Oh, what a shame. His last words were, "They're butchering me back there. I was in a lot of pain. They cut, they cut me in the groin. They cut me in the leg. I was bleeding profusely. This is not execution, it's murder." Well, maybe,
An eye for
maybe
an eye.
an eye for an eye. Bit of Old Testament
You got
justice
a lot
there.
of nerve, right?
Yeah.
Oh my. Okay, here's one. Corey Johnson. Johnson was convicted of killing 7 people related to his drug trafficking in Virginia in 1992. He was executed on January 14th, 2021 by lethal injection. His last statement was this: I want to say that I'm sorry for my crimes. I wanted to say that to the families that were victimized, he said, but he didn't know how. To my family, I have always loved you, and your love has made me real. On the streets, I was looking for shortcuts. I had some good role models. I was sidetracking. I was blind and stupid. I'm not the same man that I was. And he was put to death after his execution and put on hold because he got coronavirus. I guess they
Well,
were seeing if they could save some money.
yeah. Sorry.
Sorry. Uh, at least that guy was like taking credit for what he did, right?
Oh, yeah. I don't know what credit is the right word for.
Well, he took responsibility for it.
That's a better word.
Yeah, that's what I should have said. He
Yeah.
took responsibility, yeah. So, you know, rather than crying like a baby and blaming the people putting you to death, right?
Oh,
Eh.
yeah. The next guy on my list is Robert Drew. And Drew was given a death sentence after he stabbed a teenager, Jeffrey Leon Mays. to death in 1983. Well, that's weird because the picture he looks like he's from the 40s, black and
Huh.
white picture. Look, 1983. He
Huh.
also allegedly stole his watch and wallet after butchering him.
I think that's the least of the problems.
Well,
He
it's
butchered him, and then you know what else? He stole his watch.
it's like that first scary movie. Do you know the scary movie films?
Yeah.
Did you ever watch them?
Are the scary movies the ones that are like they're supposed to be funny?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Well, accidentally kill this guy. They're driving the car and they run him over, but he's not dead actually. And they think he's dead. And one of them starts to go through his pockets, and one of them says, "What are you doing?" And she says, "Well, we've killed him. We may as well rob him."
I
Well, maybe
guess.
not exactly in the words, but there you go.
Speaking of scary movie, um, a few videos back, I did the true story of a murder that was based on the movie Scream. Not the other way around. They did this murder based on the movie Scream.
Wow. Oh yeah,
So
yeah, I
if you guys
remember.
wanna, yeah, if you guys wanna look for that. Okay.
Hang
Here
on, I
we go.
haven't finished. I haven't
Oh,
counted.
sorry. He was gone. He was
Counted.
gone. He was gone.
Right.
Sorry.
They also allegedly stole his watch and his wallet. Blah blah blah. But in his final moments in 1994, he claimed to be innocent while also slamming the death penalty. The 35-year-old said, "I love you all. Keep the faith. Remember, the death penalty is murder. They're taking the life of an innocent man."
Hmm. Well, there have been innocent people put to death because when they didn't have DNA and stuff. So, I mean, I'm not gonna say it's not possible. I don't know.
They still make mistakes with DNA, though, don't they?
Do they?
Well, it's not completely infallible. DNA.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
It can degrade slightly, and
Yeah, it can degrade, but that means like if somebody's been in the water for a long time, or it's pretty high tech. It's pretty infallible now.
yeah, I will
It's just almost impossible to kill somebody and get away with it.
taste
So
is tried. Don't worry.
I've been thinking of all the ways, but it's just like, ugh, you'd have to shave your whole body, and you know that takes a long time. Cover up your fingerprints and your feet. Don't breathe. Don't get cut in the process. It's just not worth it anymore.
Unless you do it with a sniper rifle from a great distance.
Rob, don't talk about that in this country, please.
So I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. Oh,
Mm, You know, you Brits.
I I knew as soon as I said it, I shouldn't have said it. I apologise.
I'm gonna move along. Okay. Uh, Abel Revel Ochoa was 47 years old. His crime was he fatally shot his wife, his father-in-law, his sister-in-law, his 7-year-old daughter, and his 9-month-old daughter. He was put to death on February 6th of 2020 by lethal injection. These are his last words. I would like to thank God, my dad, my Lord Jesus Savior, for saving me and changing my life. I want to apologize to my in-laws for causing all this emotional pain. I love y'all and consider y'all my sister. I never had. Oh, Okay. I want to thank you for forgiving me. Ochoa was arrested minutes after the murders. He gave a written confession and said that he killed his family because he couldn't take stress anymore.
Crazy.
Yeah. All right, you're next.
This guy's called Billy Wayne Cobble. He's an oldish looking guy, but he doesn't look very pleasant. Um,
Okay.
Cobble turned into a monster in 1989 after murdering his estranged wife's parents and brother in horrific shootings. The killer left executioners baffled when he asked when asked for his final words in 2019. The 70-year-old said, "Yes, sir, that will be $5. I love you, I love you, I love you. Mike, I love you. Where is Nellie at? I love you. That will be $5. Take care."
I have that one in here too. That'll be $5. Take care. I don't understand that. What do you understand? I don't. What does that even mean? Is he collecting tickets? That was a weird thing to say, don't you think so?
I think he's maybe got a bit of a schoolers.
Well, yeah. Okay, Michael Brandon Samra, he was 41 years old. His crime was Samra and a friend, Mark Duke, were convicted of capital murder in the deaths of Duke's father, the father's girlfriend, and the woman's two elementary aged daughters in 1997. The two adults were shot, and the children had their throats, yeah, cut. He was executed on May 16th, 2019. Lethal injection. His last words were, "I would like to thank Jesus for everything he has done for me. Amen." Though Duke and Sammer had both originally been convicted of capital murder and sentenced to death, Duke's sentence was overturned because he was 16 at the time, and the Supreme Court later banned executing inmates younger than 18 at the time of their crimes. Evidence showed that Duke planned the killings because he was angry that his father wouldn't let him use his pickup.
Oh, you're joking.
Oh my gosh, can you imagine? Well, I hope he still got life in prison. That's, everybody, by the way, is lots of people come to Jesus the last time, on the last little bit. They're covering their butts.
Well, I've actually asked about this because it's one of my pet peeves. It really
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
Um,
Did you
apparently,
did you say did you call God up and be like, dude, my dude, can I get 5? Let's talk about this. People going to heaven stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
apparently that these people who say that they've been forgiven and all this, that God actually does know what's in their heart, and He knows if they are truly
Well,
remorseful.
yeah. Right. Well, yeah. Yeah.
So some of these people are just giving it lip service.
Well, yeah. Because they're scared.
Hmm.
Okay. The next one is Don Johnson, not the one that was in Miami Vice. 68 years old. He suffocated his wife in 1984. I'm going to say something really bizarre here right now, but I'm surprised that got the death penalty. Because, I mean, people murder people like that all the time and don't get the death penalty. So I wonder what am I trying to say? What there was that was so violent that it um, turned the coroner into death penalty case. Anyway, his last words were, "No more dying here."
Last words were what, sorry?
No more dying here. Which was true. He wasn't lying. His lawyer said she believes the gurgling, gasping noises he was making were an indication that he could feel the pain of the three drugs. Henry said she believes Johnson would have felt like he was drowning, being buried alive, and then burned. See, here's the thing. Uh, in the United States, the company that used to make the lethal injection, they stopped doing it. They had a come to Jesus moment, and they stopped making it. So then states that do lethal injection had to come up with this concoction that they could use, and apparently it's sometimes it takes a long time, a long time to work. And apparently it does. It's very painful and it feels like you're on fire. Which I'm going to say this. I'm fine with the death penalty. Uh and maybe in some cases people might deserve to feel like they're on fire.
They're going to feel it, aren't they? Let's put it that way.
But I think it is kind of inhumane. Like if you can't get the medication to do it right within a couple minutes, then change to a different method. You know, there's other methods that could be used. And I just think that I don't know. I don't know. There's that part of my brain that goes, should you torture them to death?
I think the French had it right.
Just line them up for the guillotine?
That never doesn't work.
There was Anne Boleyn. It didn't work on, and she said something while her head was almost off,
Ow.
and then they had yeah. Can you sharpen that mf'er? Anyway, they had to do it again. Uh, which I don't. Do you know that I have these facts in my brain, Rob? You do know this.
Yes,
That
I do.
push out real knowledge, like my address, my social security number, or something like that. Just push it right out. Okay. It's your turn.
Um, Thomas J. Grasso. Grasso strangled a woman with his own Christmas lights in December 1990. Then he killed an 81-year-old man soon after again stole cash from his victim. Um, oh, I can't trace. I've just saw what's happened. Oh, it's all gone pear shaped. Just give me a second to get back to where I was.
Let me read mine so we don't do dead air, and then you can get yours.
Hey,
I'll read mine until you can find yours.
okay.
Okay, John William King, who was 44 years old. This one is horrific, and maybe some people should feel like they were burning to death. He was put to death for his role in the murder of 49-year-old James Byrd Jr., who was chained to the back of a truck and dragged to his death along a secluded road outside of Jasper, approximately 130 miles northeast of Houston, Texas, early on the morning of June 7th, 1998. Investigators said that Byrd was alive for at least 2 miles while his body was being ripped to pieces. He was put to death on April 24th, 2019. Good riddance to him. There was no last words. King was a white supremacist, and the murder is considered one of the most notorious hate crimes in American history. Now, there are crimes like this when I think eye for an eye. Maybe we put him into the back of a truck.
Yeah.
What a horrific. Oh, Rob.
Uh,
That's. Oof. Did you find yours?
yeah, I've gone onto a different site. I'd saved a couple of sites. So, um, have we done Eileen Warnos?
I I feel like we did, but it was a long time ago.
Well, can I do it again?
Yeah.
If on October the 9th, 2002, Eileen Carol Warnos, however you say her surname,
Or
was
not.
executed. Yeah, was executed by lethal injection at Florida State Prison. The execution was punishment for 7 lives she had taken during 1989 to 1990. Wernos was a prostitute and her victims were all men. During the 10 years that Eileen spent on death row, she gave multiple interviews and became well known to the public. After her death, many documentaries and biographies were made about her life, and in 2004, Charlie Theron, whatever, I don't never say her name right, won an Oscar for her portrayal of Wernos in the movie Monster. I've seen that film; it's very good. I can't believe it's Charlie Theron. But anyway, on the day of her execution, after having a cup of coffee as her last meal, Eileen Wernos said her now famous last words: "Yes, I would like to say I'm sailing with the Rock, and I'll be back like Independence Day with Jesus, June the 6th, like the movie, Big Mother Ship and all. I'll be back. I'll be back." Wow. I don't know what's in that coffee, but
What the F? Independence Day, June 6th. What are you talking about?
it's 4th of July, isn't it?
Yes.
Oh, right.
You know, what's funny is they didn't mention in that she's a serial killer. She didn't just kill 10 people. Like, that could have been in a room. She's a serial killer. One of the only known women serial killers. You know, that's historical. And she cray.
I mean, I'm torn here with this one.
Okay.
I know it was horrendous what she did, and I don't. She had a horrendous life,
Yeah.
and I don't know whether the. I think life imprisonment would have been better because I just think sometimes you have to take it because I can't believe I'm saying this actually.
Yeah, I'm shocked myself.
Yeah, just forget it.
Yeah, that's interesting to hear you saying that, Rob. You're softening up a little bit.
Yeah,
Your your heart's growing at least one size right now. Here's what I say. Eileen Warnos was famous and she was like a celebrity. Life in prison to her was a walk on the beach.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, yeah, that's true.
So, you know, I don't know. Uh, let's see. Okay. I'm gonna do another one, and then can we start wrapping up?
Yeah, of course we can.
Okay. David Earl Miller. His crime was he used a fire poker to repeatedly bludgeon and stab Lee Standifer, a young woman who was born with mild brain damage and with whom he was on a first date with nearly 40 years ago. His execution date was December 6th, 2018. He was put in an electric chair. I didn't know they still did that. Um, Miller continually thrashed Sandifer with a poker and drove the implement so deep into her in some places, officials said he would have had to use a hammer.
Oh God.
He claims that he didn't remember the murder. Reportedly, he was drunk and high on LSD at the time. First off, isn't it said that LSD can give you like extra
Plus,
strength?
yeah, I thought it's supposed to make you a little more chilled out and stuff. And
Oh yeah, he wasn't tripping. Yeah, he wasn't tripping. But maybe I don't know. But in the 70s when it was like a street drug to do LSD, uh I thought that some people could become violent and then it didn't give them like extra like because they didn't feel the pain, they would even tear their muscles and stuff like lifting cars and shit stuff. Sorry. I don't know, but uh oh, his last words. I didn't even say them. Here's his last words. You ready? Beats being on death row. There you go. I was simple and to the point.
can I do one last one?
Of course.
It's not American. This it's German. He's called Peter Curtin. Peter Curtin was a German serial killer responsible for 9 murders and 31 murder attempts. He was named the Vampire of Dusseldorf, the Dusseldorf Monster. Curtin killed and essayed even a 9-year-old girl. After he murdered his victims, he drank their blood. Peter blamed an abusive childhood for his crimes. On the 2nd of July 1931, Curtin was executed by guillotine in Cologne, Germany. His blood-chilling last words were, "Tell me, after my head is chopped off, will I still be able to hear, at least for a moment, the sound of my own blood gushing from my stump of a neck? That would be a pleasure to end all pleasures."
Okay.
That man is crazy with a capital cra.
Capital cry. But now I have a question.
Yep.
Can you hear for a couple of seconds?
I reckon you can.
Hmm. Well,
You
well,
can see as
lucky
well.
guy. Really?
Yeah. Well, according to The Exorcist 3, you can. Because he cuts. He cut. One of the serial killers cuts people's heads off, and he says, but he used to get the head and turn it round so you could see the body. So, for a couple of seconds.
Wow.
He said he threw that in for no extra charge.
Uh, oh no. Okay. That's uh okay. Well, I guess let's wrap this up right now.
Okay.
And we can do this again. It seems that people find this stuff to be interesting, and I think, in my opinion, I think it's interesting because like you're never gonna say anything again. What what's the most important thing for you to say? And then they're like, that'll be $5.
I'd like to dedicate this next song.
Yeah, it's so weird. It's so weird. Or let's rock. Yeah, it's some people really s- screw that opportunity up. Maybe that's being defiant. Like you're not gonna get me to stand up here and cry and tell people I love them. You know,
Yeah.
I don't know, but it's interesting to see what this is it. This is it, boy. This is the last thing you get to say or girl. Eileen was a girl. What is it? No, it's weird.
Mm.
I have this one that what he said was, "Is this supposed to feel like that?" Okay, it's too late for that, bud. The answer is going to be yes, because that's it. That's it. Anyway, crazy. This world is a crazy place.
It certainly is.
I've been watching so many investigation IDs, which are they're true crime shows. Like we have Dateline and 48 Hours, and it talks about a murder, and it goes, you know, eventually, usually you get to who did the murder, you know. And I've been watching all these different kinds of investigation IDs, like the unusual suspect, like the person you least suspect is going to be the murderer is the murderer, and or right now doing these ones that are like in the cold winter darkness or something like that, in the cold darkness of winter or something. And I've watched so many of these now that I don't want my kids to leave their house,
Yeah, you can
especially
get my
especially the youngest daughter. I really just want to wrap her in
cotton
Kevlar
wool.
and arm her to the teeth and create a huge bubble around her, you know, because she's for people who are listening, being like, only one of your kids, she's the one who is the least likely to kick your ass. You know what I mean? In a
Yeah,
regular bar situation, you know.
I
Uh,
can't imagine Maya doing that so well.
yeah, you know, my other kids, my other daughter would kick your ass in a preschool situation. So, you know, it's just she's the one that is, you know, one that I would just I literally call her and be like, lock your doors, lock your windows, and I'm gonna get you one of those wedges to put in your door, and I'm gonna load you up with bear spray and put a bear spray in your car, and and here's mace too, and here's an alarm, and do you have a little knife you can put in your purse? And she's just like,
What's bear spray?
oh, well, in the United States, we have bears,
All right, okay.
and they sometimes attack people. Usually, if you're supposed to say, hey bear," and they're like, whatever, and they turn around, they're supposed to walk away. If you're just being like, I'm here, I'm not a threat, hey bear, or you make yourself like look bigger, you know, put your arms out while you're yelling, hey bear, but sometimes that doesn't work. And so bear spray is like an amped up mace or pepper spray that's enough to put a bear down.
No.
Yeah. So my advice would be just don't out with the bears, for God's sakes. It happens. It happens when people go off trail in national parks. You know, they come across. It's really like, let's say you come across a female bear with cubs. That's a bad situation. Have you ever seen the documentary? It might be called something about the man something bear, and he goes and he lives in. Don't listen to me, people, because I don't know if this is it. Alaska, let's say,
I
and
think
he
I might have
goes,
heard about
yeah,
this.
and him and his girlfriend, they go and they live in a tent, and he's all like, "Oh, the bears are just like big dogs. They're just friendly animals." First off, P.S. If God wanted bears to look scary, He would have given them different ears. Have you seen them? They're tiny and furry. Anyway, he is recording all the time and recording himself with the bears. And one night he's in his tent sleeping, and a bear or bears, whatever, come, and he turns his recorder on. And this is a documentary, by the way. It's not a movie. It's a true fact. And I'm spoiling the end, but I think everybody knows it.
Yeah,
And it records him and her being.
eaten.
Yeah, they didn't find uh, anything other than like their clothes and some bones and bear shit. Really traumatic. They're, yeah, really traumatic. But he didn't think that they would hurt him.
Well, the woman has got to
Yeah,
be crazy to agree to that.
no kidding. No kidding. I
You
just,
you've got to be that's some kind of love to agree to
hmm
that shit.
yeah, I don't know. But then we've been seeing a lot of videos and people in national parks, particularly Yellowstone, they walk up to moose. Do you know how tall a moose is?
These are fucking huge. Sorry, they're huge.
Yeah, they're taller than an SUV. You know, they could walk over your car. And
Yeah,
they
they're big.
have those huge horns. And they don't particularly enjoy humans. So these people walk up to walk up to these moose, and then I mean like groups of 30. Like it's fish in a barrel here. And then the shock, they're just shocked. It's so shocking that somebody got horned by a moose, gored, not horned, gored, and killed and trampled on. And like, stay in your lane, humans, stay in your lane.
I think the problem is because we're we're getting we're we're impeding onto their natural habitat. I mean, I know it's not the case where it's in Yellowstone,
Yeah.
but we're getting with zoos and safari parks and places like that. We're getting so used to seeing
Mhm.
these animals that people have lost the fear of them.
Mhm.
And these are wild animals. It's like we went to the horses, Dartmoor ponies, and the girls were terrified. And
Mm.
I was saying to Kerry about it, and she said, "We've got to remember they're wild."
Mm.
She said, "I said, well, what would be the best thing to do?" She said, "Well, make a big noise because it'll frighten them." I said, "Well, I
Mhm.
thought that would be the worst thing you could do." She went,
Mm-mm.
"No, clap your hands, shout, scream, and they'll run off."
Hey bear,
Yeah,
at the horse.
yeah.
Then I'd be like, that guy's crazy. Hey bear.
Because
Yeah.
Grace tried to run off, and I was like, "Don't run
No.
yet."
Yeah, you don't really run. Besides, they might. Besides thinking, oh, I should go hurt that person, they might think like, yeah, let's run, and it ends up badly. But yeah, people are just dumb. This is what it is, in my personal opinion. Social media has drained our brain cells so badly that what we think is, I'm going to go get a selfie with a moose. I'm going to take a selfie with a bear. There are literally, it was a
Yeah,
couple months ago where this woman was on the news because she went up to a bear, turned her back to the bear to get the selfie. Ended poorly. What the F, people? I think social media's done that.
yeah,
I'm gonna put this on my Instagram. Dumb Fs.
yeah.
Sorry, I just went on a tangent.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right. I don't know what it's
And
got to
then
do
what
with
makes me
final.
really mad
I don't know what it's
is
got to
they
do with final moments of death row. But
I don't know. Killers in general. Uh, but what really makes me mad is they go and they kill the animal that killed the person. F
I know.
off. That's bullshit. If a mother bear is protecting her cubs, this is a conversation you and I have in private, by the way. Congratulations. You're in on Rob and I's phone conversation. If a mother bear is protecting her cubs and you get in the way and she kills you, sorry. That's nature. I mean, it is terrible. Don't get me wrong. If you're just hiking along and boom, that's terrible. It's awful. It's horrific. But the bear shouldn't pay for that because they're just doing what they do, right? Protecting their
Yeah.
babies. Anyway, stop me while I'm ahead.
Right, that's enough. Calm down.
Don't even get me started on owls.
Walk away from the bear.
Rob has had to spend hours listening to me talk about owls.
Oh.
Okay. Thank you guys for coming and listening to us chat. And please subscribe. Please give the video a thumbs up. Please leave comments below. And yeah, that would be awesome. Good night, Rob.
Good night, Teresa.
Thanks for hanging out with me.
Not at all.
Bye.
Bye.